Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Aish, and in this video I'm just going to be showing you how I organise my to-do list when I'm really overwhelmed. This method is perfect for when things are coming at you from all different directions, so let's get into it. I'm going to call this sticky note soiree because I don't actually call them post-it notes, nor do I know anyone who does. But for this method you'll need an A4 piece of paper and some sticky notes. If you don't have sticky notes it's fine, you can just write onto the A4 piece of paper, but if you do have sticky notes you're not going to write on the A4 piece of paper, so you can just recycle something. I'm using a plain bit of paper just because it looked better. So what you want to do is get your A4 bit of paper and fold it in four. I suggest when you unfold it, you try and unfold it the way I have so that there's a mountain crease in the top half and a valley crease in the bottom half. I just find it more convenient to do it this way, and you'll see why later. Once you've unfolded your paper, it's time to grab your sticky notes. We're using sticky notes because they help to categorise different areas of life and they're replaceable. So if you've got one area of life with a high task turnover, you don't need to keep making new lists or looking at a load of crossed out tasks. You can just get a new sticky note. These are the categories I use, but I've adapted them to what works for me. You can obviously do the same. So then you basically just want to use your sticky note to write down all the different things you need to do for each area. So you should have one sticky note per area. One of the things that I really like about this method is that you can adapt it to what suits you as an individual, but also what works for you in the moment. So your default categories might be different to mine, but they also might change depending on what you need right now. Sometimes I do actually put things in multiple categories, but only when it's important and something else. So for example, flea cookie and meter readings are in my home and my important section because they are home tasks, but they're also important. I find these categories work well for me because they have what I need most on the top half, but I can also write down various things I need to do around the house, and also things that are like on my radar but I don't need to be thinking about them, but it helps get them out of my head. For me, the important section is the one I look at most. It's basically important and urgent things, and if I really need to make sure I don't forget something, that is where it's going to go. What I really like about this is when you fold it up, it's really small and you can just shove it in your back pocket. But also if you folded it like I did, then your most important tasks and your current project, which are the ones you probably want to see the most, are on the outside of your fold. You can also just, unfold it and see everything all at once. But yeah, I find this a lot easier than just writing to-dos on a little bit of note paper or whatever, because it's a bit thicker. I tend to lose it less, and by default you also just have some random scrap paper because you can always write on the white paper if you need to write anything down. And that to me is like the most portable productivity because it's a physical thing. I don't forget it exists, but it's also not stupidly complicated, and it doesn't require as much rewriting as a bullet journal or a traditional planner might when tasks carry forward. But it's also a lot more organized than having a single list. I find this is really good for just getting everything out my brain, making sure that every base is covered, but without having to do the nitty-gritty planning of when am I going to do this? For me, the problem with a lot of systems that focus on what you need to do today is that I often don't get what I'm supposed to do done on a day, but I might do something else. But also there are often a lot of tasks that I don't need to do that day but are just eating my brain with because I'm trying to remember them. But if I put them in a task management app without a date assigned, then I don't remember to do them. But if I put them with a date assigned, I often don't get that thing done on the day I assigned it with, because as I said, I don't generally do the thing I'm supposed to do on the day I'm supposed to do it. But yeah, let me know what you think of this, and if you try it out, let me know your thoughts. This was a game changer for me when I was just completely overwhelmed with things to do when my mum died. Not only did it help me separate things into different areas of life, but it also meant that things that I knew I needed to do but didn't need to necessarily do then, or were kind of not really that important, didn't get forgotten just because of grief brain, being overwhelmed, ADHD, and all the other things I had going on in my head at that time. I was already overwhelmed before my mum died because I was in my third year of uni, and I don't think I would have got through any of it without this system, let alone with the first. Thanks for watching guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like this video you might like the extended version that these clips came from, so I'll put that on screen somewhere if you want to check that out, and if not, I'll see you in the next video.